Or vomit every time you cough.
I gotta go cough.
I gotta go vomit.
Yeah.
You guys are on
Yeah.
opposites. Okay. So you would rather like vomit
Vomit when you cough. I can't have diarrhea.
We can't have
But
diarrhea.
it's
Every time I
projectile vomit.
fart?
It's not like a like a little bit like that. It's like "Bruh."
Well, what do you do more? Do you cough more or do you fart more?
I think I fart more.
Definitely fart more. That was a test question. I want to see if you pass that test.
I'm trying to be honest. We're in the nest.
Dunkin' is the official coffee of the KVJ Show. America runs on Dunkin'. The KVJ Show is now live on 97.9 WRMF.
It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Bee, so don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Well, hello and happy Thursday. Welcome to the KVJ show. Good morning, you guys.
Good morning.
Here we go. Ready to get at it here today. Got a lot of good stuff coming up. Going to hit some misconnections a little bit later on. Talk about some crazy prom stories. Got that. And also, we're going to be playing a fun new game with Baby Rocco here today. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Hey, Baby Rocco's been busy. I don't know if you noticed, but he figured out how to use Snapchat.
Oh, he did?
So for about 48 hours, Baby Rocco took over the KVJ Snapchat.
Oh, we did. Okay.
Didn't even know we had one.
All right.
It's making me laugh. Somebody messaged me and they're like, you know, Rocco's putting up pictures of you and Magnolia in the tampon aisle at Publix, right? And I was like, wait, what?
Well, how about that, huh?
He's got
He's posting.
He's got an eye for the big story.
I was belly laughing. I'm like, Rocco, did you figure out how to work Snapchat? I love Snapchat, Mommy. Loves it.
So what exactly did he post up there? Just you guys shopping?
He was posting conversations with me in the car that I had no idea he was recording.
Boy, that
You gotta
could be troublesome.
gotta be careful.
I mean, thank goodness it was just me and him, and he had my phone.
Yeah.
So I wasn't like on the phone and he's recording me or something. That could have been bad.
Sure.
It was him doing the little, you know, when you turn your face into a teddy bear and it
Yeah.
changes your voice.
I mean, how many dang filters they got anymore? I mean, you can change genders. You can
change
go
yourself
baby
to a
face.
baby.
Yeah.
I saw one where someone was breathing fire like a dragon.
That's the fireball one.
Wow.
There's also one where you can take yourself and turn yourself into like a 90-year-old person.
Okay.
There's one where you can make your mouth like really big and the rest of you like really small.
Wow, they're just
It's fun. I see why Rocco loves it.
You got to be careful with all of that phone stuff. Even those pictures you're taking, those moving pictures, there's audio on those pictures, and you can absolutely be gossiping during the picture.
You're right.
Okay. Well, there you go. So you definitely want to check out our Snapchat.
This is the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jay Bird?
Well, I got to go to the Martin County DMV today.
Martin County.
Yeah.
It's very painless. I've gone there.
Well, I am in the perfect storm of awful with a lot of things that are expired, and this is expired, and that. I got to have a sit down with somebody with all this paperwork. But that's not really what I want to talk about.
Why do you have to go to Martin County if you live in Palm Beach County?
Well, I had put on Facebook because I was in a bit of a bind, and I said, does anybody have any... What's the quickest way to get me out of this situation that I'm in? I'm in a perfect storm of kind of one move has to happen before another move can happen, and I can't make one move until this other thing happens. So this one person at the DMV emailed me back, went through everything I need to go through, but if I go there, it's going to be very streamlined. It's going to be everything in one little area.
Oh, yeah. I walked in there, boom, 5 minutes, license, done, out. It was like unbelievable.
Well, I have a license issue. I've got a registration issue. And I think if I go in Palm Beach County, in Palm Beach Gardens, I have to go to one building, then another building.
Okay, so the Martin County one is all in one.
From what I understand,
And the
yes.
buildings aren't as tall.
It's in a strip mall. It's so awesome.
I love it.
You walk up, you walk in, boom, you're the only person there. I couldn't believe it.
If I'm wrong, please let me know, but I was told you can take care of your license plate stuff and your driver's license stuff at that one building. I really hope people are not lying.
I do all mine in the mail on time. I don't let my stuff expire.
Yeah, no, you're a better person than me. You know, you Tequesta people, you guys just live right. What can I say? Mm-hmm. But that's really not what I want to talk about. Virginia keeps grilling me about today. I want to go up there when I'm there after the awful DMV. I want to, not that they're awful, I'm just saying the experience.
It's going to be pleasant.
Who wants to go to the DMV, though?
You're going to love it.
Let me know what good pizza places are up there. I've been off my pizza blog. I want to get it back going today. So if there's a great, delicious pizza place in Martin County, I'm coming to you, baby. Let me know what's the goods.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm never up there. If I'm up there, I want to do some damage.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. Let me know.
Some fun.
Okay. Good stuff. Get that in, 877-979-WRMF. What about you, Virginia? What's on your mind today?
So, people are so quick to correct you on social media. And
yes.
I wrote something, and then I wrote the word canceled. And I guess I spelled it wrong. Well, at least I thought I did. How do you spell the word canceled, Kevin?
Canceled. C-A-N-C-E. Is it L-L-E-D?
This the dilemma. Is it double L or is it single L?
I've never spelled it with double L.
So I spelled it, I forget which way. The person told me I was wrong. I researched it. And do you know you can actually spell it with one L or two?
Yeah,
it's totally up to you.
I've always spelled it with one L, and it never autocorrects me. Yeah, when he said two L's, I thought that was kind of weird.
How weird is that it's a word that you can spell either way, and both ways are right? Canceled can be with one L or two, and both are right.
Yeah, there's a few words like that.
Confusing, yeah.
Very confusing, but to the person that had to correct me, you're wrong. It's both.
Oh, that annoys me so bad. The grammar people on... He spent all this time putting something up and one word's misspelled, and that's all they can focus on. Go scratch.
If it's misspelled truly, okay, you got me. I'll change it. I'll give you credit. But when you call somebody out for being wrong, and you, in fact, don't have it right... I mean, that's just ballsy.
My theory, if it's coming from the KVJ show page, it needs to be spelled correctly. If it's your own personal stuff and you're kind of writing in slang and you're writing in quick, a misspelled word here and there, not a big deal.
Yeah, if you go on my page, I post stuff from my phone. And, if you post stuff on your phone, autocorrect happens. You could misspell it and you can't check it real fast happens.
Yeah, I mean, she's texting and driving. It's hard to spell, Kevin.
It's tough.
At the red light.
Would you guys rent your clothes? Not out, but would you rent the clothes that you buy? You think about music now. It's become popular where you don't really own your music anymore. You rent your music.
I saw this. I don't know how I feel about it, though. I don't know. My sister joined this group called Rent the Runway.
Okay.
And you pay a certain amount, and you get these fancy dresses for fancy occasions.
Yeah.
But it's like high-end couture. It's like maybe a dress that would have cost $1,000 in the store. You rent it for $79. You wear it once, you ship it back, they dry clean it, boom.
That makes sense, yeah.
It makes sense to me. This thing that I saw today with Urban Outfitters, I'm like, what?
I do not like this concept at all.
They're launching a new business this summer. They would allow you to rent their clothes. An $88 monthly service will let shoppers borrow 6 items from its own and outside labels. $88 a month, and that's where I'm just like, okay, well, how much would you pay for clothes? And that is probably the big issue for me. I've seen other things. There's Trunk Club and a couple things where they have a shopper that's supposed to pick out clothes that would work for your body style and this and that. And the reason why I haven't, I thought I was going to get onto that, but I didn't necessarily like the price tag. I'm just not a big fashionista. I buy T-shirts and I wear jeans and maybe, those awful cargo shorts that everybody hates. And that's really about it. I'm just so simplified that I don't know that I would qualify. I've got some, guy friends that are fancier and they really love getting a bunch of new clothes and they're always shopping.
Talk about me and Dennys.
Yes. Those guys.
I think for guys, it's maybe a little different. I don't know. For me, I need to go try stuff on in the store. I can't have stuff shipped to me because every time I buy a dress online, it shows up and it does not look like it did in the picture. It shows up and it looks cheap and it's polyester and I'm so disappointed and it's not how it looked in the damn picture.
I bought all those yoga shirts online and they were all different. All the same size but different. Some really showed off my bosom. I mean, really showed it off. And then the midsection was real tight, but the back was loose. It was, you gotta try it on.
It showed off your cleavage and it gave you too much fupa.
It really did.
That's not a good
Sounds
look.
hot.
But that was one shirt, and then the next one fit me perfectly. Zero consistency.
Zero consistency online. That's the problem. If you're not trying this stuff on and you do like me, you shop for a good deal, half the time the stuff that I buy shows up and it's unwearable.
Yeah, and the thing that I want to do this for is for convenience. I do this with food. Like, I'm not, same thing. I'm not really that big into food. So it's like I've got a little food service thing, and they send me the pre-made meals. I pop them in the microwave, and it's great, and it's fresh, and I love it.
He eats for fuel alone, not for taste.
It's so hurtful to hear. It really is.
But it saves so much time, and it's so efficient. But I would like to make my clothes. I would like to dress a little bit better and have a little bit more stuff. But I want the price to be right, and I want it to be inconvenient. If I have to keep trying stuff on and then mail it back and this and that, then I'm like, okay, now I'm putting in more effort than if I just ran to the store.
The mailing it back and the shipping it back and the drama of that, it's just, it's so inconvenient.
And let's say I get this nice, sweet, white-looking shirt, okay? And then I'm drinking Kool-Aid and I spill it. Now I gotta make sure it's extra clean when I send it back. I hate it.
Yeah, how's Urban Outfitters gonna feel when Stains over here spills stuff on it and then bring back the stuff all
I would
dirty?
imagine you'd have to pay for it if it's something that they can't correct.
Do you have to clean it? Usually when you rent stuff like that, they clean it.
You probably would send it back and they would try to clean it, and if it wouldn't come clean from Stains over here, then they would tag that onto your bill.
Bring in the stain.
Yeah. You'd wind up buying every article of clothing you got.
Just let me continue to shop at the Goodwill store. It's $8 for a blazer.
Yeah, it seems like, some of these things today, I'd asked my wife the other day, I'm like, hey, can we get some more Cholula? And boom, I look and it's in the cabinet today. Like it just came in the mail. Things like that make sense. I just wonder if we're ever going to come up with a good clothing system where you don't actually have to go to the store.
You're lucky too, though. You have your wife, and she's really good at shopping.
Yeah,
you really should sugarcoat it a little bit. Be like, honey, you're so good at this. When you're out and about, will you pick up one outfit a month for me to just work in some new, fresh threads?
She does. If I think to ask her, she'll go out and grab a couple things.
Because she really is good. I mean, you're so lucky that you have that.
Yeah.
I have that too. Panda will come home with stuff for me all the time that looks great, and I'm just amazed.
So just marry a personal shopper then.
You kind of have to marry a person that loves shopping.
Okay.
It really is amazingly all the stuff that you can get delivered to your house. We talked about me getting a haircut the other day, and if somebody would come to my house and do it, they absolutely will. Member of the Snack Pack just got the red card for legal weed. Their mind is blown that it's like delivery. The weed is delivered to their house. Their whole life, they've been getting it from the street. I have a feeling
they probably used to have their weed delivered to their house before.
No, they'd have to go get it.
They had to go to a sketchy neighborhood.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Get it from the street, all of a sudden, then it's just delivered to your house.
Now it's reputable and delivered.
This person could not believe it.
It's pretty amazing.
The delivery guy shows up with a logoed shirt and a name tag. You're like, what?
What kind of world are we living in? It's just crazy. It's
so
amazing
efficient.
what's going on. Yeah, it is so efficient. Jaybird, just to let you know, a couple of people said if you go to the West Palm DMV or the Royal Palm DMV, they can do the same thing, pretty much quick in and out. They can get all your stuff handled in one place. They said a couple pizza places to try is Carmela Pizza off East Ocean. That is pretty good. Try Two Brothers Pizza in Hobe Sound is another place that they recommend in Martin County if you're looking for that. Anna's Pizza in Palm City.
Anna's Pizza is getting a ton of love in our chat room. I might just do a little pizza tour, just get 3 different kinds.
I love it.
Yeah. What am I to be?
I mean, why stop at one?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Go to Big Slice Pizza in Palm City.
Ooh, Big Slice for a big appetite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice drive too because that you're in my neck of the woods. If you just take US 1 straight up there, you can go through Hobe Sound, stop at your pizza places. The DMV is right there on US 1.
My plan is because sometimes there's the one place in the off Palm Beach Gardens, PJ Boulevard. It's the tax collector's place where you have to go to get your license plate registered. Oh my gosh, you need to bring a picnic and about 3 hours of movies. It takes forever and it's so boring. I'm afraid I'm going to be dealing with that today.
I don't think you will. When I went, I could not believe how fast it was in and out in Martin County.
Okay.
Vesuvius Pizza in Stewart is a place, and then somebody also said check out Aroma's Pizza. So.
Gosh, so many options.
Yeah. Can you print those out for him, Kevin?
Yes.
I really, Dennys.
We need a
and
list.
map them out and all that kind of good
Spreadsheet.
stuff.
I've been off my pizza block. I need to come back with a vengeance now.
Yeah, you do. And dance in Martin County a little bit. I like it.
Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, we got a fun new little game with baby Rocco and talking about food, the food trends that need to die. What are the ones out there that are really annoying you saying, okay, I'm over this?
Pizza blogs.
Oh, that's so hurtful.
I'm kidding.
Oh, my God. Got too real, dog?
Oh, yeah.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Well, Virginia's hearing that pizza blogs is a food trend that needs to die.
I'm just messing.
Reddit actually did a list, and there are some things that have got some people kind of fed up. In fact, I have not heard one positive comment about paper straws. Now, I get it. Hey, great for the environment, better than the plastic. And we live in an area where that's very important because it winds up in our oceans, messes with our sea turtles and stuff like that. So, yeah, you don't like the plastic for those reasons, but nobody likes dealing with the paper straws. I had somebody the other day, my wife had gotten a smoothie like at Whole Foods, and she's like, I don't know why, like you can't even get anything up through this paper straw, and the more you try to suck on it, then it collapses and gets wet, and so it defeats. Now it's getting harder and more frustrating as you're going, and you're getting like throat and back of your jaw cramps trying to suck it all up. Nobody likes these things. I don't know of anybody that functionally likes paper straws better.
No.
Now, by a concept, I think you're like, okay, I'll do the
get it.
trade-off. But, yeah, somebody on Reddit put paper straws, they are terrible, bring back plastic. So, I don't know. We need to find a happy medium because, yeah, we don't want to gunk up our oceans with any more plastic. But at the same time, these paper straws, they're torture and they're not functional.
Somebody gave me a little stainless steel one, like an aluminum looking one.
Okay.
And you can keep it like in your purse.
Right.
But I always forget it and leave it in the car, and then
And then coming up in a week or two, I'm going to have stats on just how many germs are on those steel straws you carry around in your purse. You're going to be giving yourself Hep A on a weekly basis. There's going to be problems there, too. The keto diet is another one that people called out on Reddit for a food trend that needs to die.
Everybody and their mother. Oh, my gosh, the keto. I'm losing so much weight.
I don't know if a lot of people, when I talked to, I ran into somebody yesterday, like, yeah, I'm doing the keto diet. And I started asking about, like, I don't really fully understand it. I'm like, okay. Well, I think a lot of people are just saying the keto, they don't really know what it is.
They don't. It's sheep. We're all sheep.
It's no clue.
Well, it's this state in your body called ketosis.
Yeah.
Where supposedly, once you balance your food and you get your body to this ketosis state, which takes a little bit to get all the impurities out and get you on ketosis, then it's supposed to be like, oh, you're just maximizing, you're optimizing your
Fat
functionality,
burning
fat burning,
capabilities, yes.
like everything just becomes so great for your body. You're like an engine, a top performing engine.
I keep seeing this one video from Shark Tank, and it's about the whole keto thing, and they've got this guy with his big stomach, and they hit a button, and they show the stomach, getting really small, and then it shows the judge's face. He's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this keto machine. I don't even know I still couldn't understand it.
Keto machine. It's a machine now, huh? Yeah, I don't really fully understand it at all either, but everybody I talk to, they're on the keto, but then when I asked to have it explained to me, they can't. They don't know what it is. And they said, yes, I'm on the keto and I do IF. I'm like, IF? Intermittent fasting. I just found out. So I'm like,
Jimmy Kimmel does that.
It's so popular now, it's abbreviated. If you're not in the know, if somebody says I'm on IF, then you're like, I don't even know what that is. Please just say it for me. It's intermittent fasting. I'm like, okay, well.
AKA horrible. AKA, you're going to be hangry.
Yeah, well, that just seems like the two diet trends that everybody is on, and some people are combining both together. So they can't explain it, but that's just what they're doing. Other food trends that need to die on Reddit, somebody said juice cleanses. Your body has a perfectly good purification system. I've heard that.
Not necessarily. So if you've been gunking it up,
okay,
and you've been eating poorly for a while, and then you go on a cleanse, it is actually good for you. Now, you shouldn't be consuming just juice alone. You should have proteins. You should have a balanced thing going on.
It's not a cleanse then. You're just eating healthier.
A cleanse, you can absolutely do a cleanse with food. It doesn't have to be juice.
I think that's what they're talking about, though, the juice cleanse. Because, I mean, you're talking about changing your diet
juice
slightly.
cleanses, yeah. And I know I've done a cleanse that was like a powdery thing that tasted terrible, but apparently it was going in there and flushing out all the toxins away from the fat cells and exposing them so that I could then burn them off.
Well, you're just not still eating them. That's what it is. You're just getting all that crap out of your body, and you're being good for, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, however long your cleanse is.
Do you ever need a cleanse if you don't eat dirty?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Mental cleanse, yes.
I think just what you said. Your body naturally cleanses out the bad stuff you put in it. But if you don't ever cheat, then you're good.
But I've heard people talk about how they do a cleanse for their mental state. For some reason, doing that kind of thing, juicing for 2 days, it makes them mentally feel like they're healthier.
Yeah, and some people do the fasting for like spiritual connections and awarenesses.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just can't figure it all out. I'm confused by all of it.
I just don't like being hungry.
You go out in the woods, you drink nothing but water, and then you communicate with nature, Virginia.
That sounds awful.
Somebody else on Reddit was blasting the pineapple on pizza trend. Is anybody ordering that or just taking photos of it and pissing people off on Twitter?
People do order it, and I don't get all the hate for it. I don't love the pineapple on pizza, but the rage against it's a bit much. Guys, it's just pineapple.
I know, yeah.
Why can't people just have different stuff? It's sweet. A lot of people like sweet.
If anything, it's the one thing you can pick off of a pizza easier, and it doesn't leave that much of the pineapple stain, if you will.
Somebody else put on Reddit, the food trend that needs to die, acting like avocado toast is something new. Who hasn't had avocado on bread before? I've been eating it since the 70s, but now hipsters think they invented it.
That's the truth. That, and they think they invented bacon. Everything.
Yeah.
They act like, oh my gosh, we got bacon and whiskey. Ooh.
Hipsters. And drinking and eating activated charcoal. Seriously, what? You're paying so much for flammable black rocks?
What is that?
The charcoal, I kind of get that stuff like you go to Raw Juice and they have some stuff. It's an activated charcoal. It's different than the stuff you burn on your grill. And it has to do with something. I think it's kind of the same thing. People use it. They think it's like a purification.
Cleanse, yeah.
Something or other. Does any of this stuff ever work? I don't really know.
I'm not eating charcoal. I don't know about y'all. When you say that out loud, you sound like a moron.
It's weird. It doesn't. I've had it.
Don't eat charcoal, y'all.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like anything. It doesn't do anything. I didn't feel any different. It's just...
That's
the thing. If you do something and you don't feel any different, that's your body telling you that it's probably not doing anything.
They have that other thing, too, and so many people swear by it. It's swishing your teeth with the coconut oil. They say if you do that for 5 minutes a day, your teeth are going to be healthier and they're going to look... And I did it for a good 2 months. I didn't feel or see a difference. I don't know if that's real. Gotta go to the dentist, y'all.
Nothing will make your teeth feel healthier than a dentist.
You gotta get a real cleaning.
Yeah.
A lot.
Okay. This could be the beginning of a new game here on the KVJ show. Basically, we're going to see if you can figure out in our Baby Rocco trivia. We're going to be asking him a question, and then you guess whether you think he's going to get the answer right. So let's see how Rocco does here. Now, these are just... random questions that Virginia has come up with. And our contestant here is Paul from Port St. Lucie. Hello, Paul.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
You got to feel good because you are the first ever contestant on Baby Rocco Trivia. I mean, that's got to make you feel special, right?
It does, and Baby Rocco is special, too.
Yes,
Aww.
I agree.
Thank you.
Okay, so here we go. What do you think? This is question number 1. Will Baby Rocco be able to get this correct?
Yellow and blue make what color?
Okay, yellow and blue make what color? That would be green. Paul, do you think Baby Rocco is going to get that correct?
Yes.
Okay. He thinks he's going to answer green correctly.
Green.
Okay.
Wow. I'm getting drunk girl trivia flashbacks.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Yes, Rocco was actually drunk too during this.
No, come on now. No,
Just
he was
kidding.
not.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, here we go. Next question for baby Rocco.
How many eggs are in a dozen?
How many eggs are in a dozen? Okay. We're looking for 12.
12.
Okay.
Unless it's a baker's dozen, will you accept 13?
No, it's got to be a flat 12, Virginia. That's it. There's no waffling in this game.
Kevin's harsh.
He needs to be. We got to get some law around these parts.
What do you think, Jay Bird? Is baby Rocco going to get this one correct?
I'm going to say no.
Going to say no on that? Okay. All right. What do you think here, Paul? Is baby Rocco going to get this correct?
Yeah, he's going to get it correct.
He is going to get it correct. Okay. He says baby Rocco going 2 for 2. Baby Rocco's answer?
3,100.
3,100.
Close.
Okay.
3,000. Is that even a number?
I don't think so.
3,100. Okay.
We got to work with him.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, I'm equally not as good because I thought that was. Is that a number or not? I don't know.
Okay, let's see here. We got one more for you. Will baby Rocco know the answer to this question?
Who do you think does better with the ladies? Kevin, Jaybird, Dennys, or Suits?
Oh, okay.
Good question.
Yeah. Well,
What's the right answer?
well, 2 of the 4 are out of the game, but I guess maybe we could look back to our single days. And you could just tell a person, you know, I mean, are they desirable to the ladies?
Oh, there's still talk in the chat room about how tasty of a snack the Kevin Ralston
Oh,
looks.
yes.
But I
Yes.
think we all know.
It's me. It's writing it.
That's writing it.
It's you that's writing it.
I have my alias. Throw you guys off. Okay. Oh, man. Is there a right answer here?
It's Jaybird.
Okay.
It's got to be,
yeah,
right?
I think so. Paul, do you think baby Rocco is going to say Jaybird?
Yes.
Okay. He is going to go for Jaybird. Rocco's answer?
Nobody.
Oh,
What?
it's cold.
What? I actually think he's correct, maybe. I don't know. Nobody?
Nobody.
Oh, wow. Boy, that is harsh,
He's
isn't
cold with a zing.
it?
Boy,
Okay.
I wonder where he gets that coldness from.
I know, right? Couple of birthdays to mention here, though. Jewel, been a while since she had a big old hip. She's 45 today. And Drew Carey is 61.
Oh, wow.
Host of The Price is Right now. There you go. Still 60 years younger than Bob Barker, but he's getting up there. Getting up there. Got to say happy 11th birthday to Daniel from Mom, Dad, and Eliza. Also, Walter, happy first anniversary. Also celebrating 8 years together. He's celebrating his 37th birthday. Get tons of love from your wife, Rebecca, son Antonio, and our cats, Gizmo and Bathsheba. From Rebecca. Happy 15th birthday to David from Mom, Dad, Sam, Eli. And most importantly, Chico, the best dog in the world.
Aw, Chico.
The best dog, I don't know.
Also, got to say happy birthday to Hefita. Y'all read my email. She really liked that. Well, now today is my birthday, so I want to give myself a shout out.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Will I am. Okay, I figure what the heck. All right. Happy birthday, Rai from Scott and Seed. And also Maxwell Davis. Little happy birthday. We miss you. Love Dad, Claudia, brother, Jonathan, and sister Isabella. All right, there you go. Got a birthday you want to get on the KVJ show, you just sent us an email, mail@kvjshow.com. Did you hear about the prom rager that got shut down?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Where was it?
Oh, we're talking prom. We're talking high schoolers. They definitely know about.
It's unbelievable what they had lined up. I mean, this person is the more elaborate party planner than you'll even find on South Beach. I'll let you know what the party was, who was throwing it, and what was going to be there coming up.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Good heavens, this was going to be a party. And if you don't think kids don't know what's going on, just check out what was booked for this prom party some West Boca High students had booked. They say it was stocked with booze, weed, Jell-O shots, stripper poles. Craziness. And they had 3 charter buses that were booked.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, it's and they had some photos of like what was going on. I mean, it looked like an elaborate, like, you know, we do We do all kinds of like event planning and things like that. I mean,
sounds
what
like
went into this? It's unbelievable.
It's a KVJ event.
Better.
Was it in a hotel?
It was actually in an Airbnb in Palm City. So these West Boca students had 3 charter buses that were going to take them from West Boca to Palm City to this house. The guy who owns it lives in Austria. And so he's kind of out of the loop, and there was a 19-year-old that had booked it. They were charging $80 a head for students. You'd get a bus ride, and then you'd walk into a smorgasbord of intoxicants in this 3-story home.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, they got tipped off because one of the security guards at West Boca High had heard about it and let them know, and the police decided it was better to step in ahead of time rather than, because, you know, they could go in and make all these arrests, and to make their numbers look better, but they didn't want to take any kind of chance with somebody getting to something that they shouldn't.
Boy, teenagers were smoking weed and drinking liquor at their prom. Wait, what?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, they had a bowl with pre-rolled joints right there at the come right in and help yourself. Plastic was covering the floors. They had stripper poles installed. Balloons floated atop the swimming pool.
They had stripper poles installed and they covered all the floors with plastic?
Yeah, they had those big balloons floating in the pool. They had stereo speakers, strobe lights, garbage cans filled with ice were on hand and ready to go.
I think they got those portable stripper poles.
Wow, I mean, these kids were good.
It was just like...
This is next level.
It was next level. I mean, all my high school parties were pathetic.
Is it wrong?
I mean, they were just terrible.
Is it wrong to say kind of want to sit down, pick their brains, and kind of get with the promotions department?
I think we might need to hire them.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, when you're done serving your probation, all that kind of stuff, yes.
Yeah.
These are the bright minds we need.
What's going on here is really unbelievable.
Kid, your future's great.
It's in radio.
Yes. It is. And a quick note, somebody had texted in. They said, yeah, I go to a lot of music festivals. Tons of college kids are there doing drugs. Their parents have no idea. They're straight A students snorting K for 3 days straight. Urge your kids to test their drugs. I know it sounds crazy, but they will be a lot safer for it.
Snorting K? What is that?
Don't even know. I'm so ignorant when it comes to drugs.
Is that Special K?
I think it is.
What's Special K?
I think Special K is in the opiate family.
I'm on it. I'm looking it up.
That's just, don't even want to mess with that stuff. And one mom said, yeah, you know what I tell my teenage kids? I always say, you really think you got a better dealer than Mac Miller?
Damn.
Yeah, a wealthy musician, influential, who overdosed.
The only thing coming up for Special K is a bunch of cereal.
Ooh, that sounds good. That's the only Special K I know.
Okay, kids can do that.
I don't know if this is legit. Omar in the chat room said the kid made $24,000. Is that legit?
Probably.
I mean, if he had 3 buses.
Think about it. Yeah, $80 a head. How much is that? Maybe 30 kids per bus?
They're in Boca.
Yeah. I mean, that's unbelievable. I mean, to get all that kind of stuff organized and it sounded like, I mean, it was off and ready to go.
Better than that fire festival.
Yeah, Fire should have hired these kids.
How is it that teenagers in West Boca are putting together better festivals and parties than...
Ja Rule.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. The K is ketamine, cat tranquilizer. Good heavens. That's crazy. Somebody said, I used to go to an annual high school party where they had jungle juice, water cooler dispenser, and would throw a case of beer into a pool to win a... for a price. Yeah, that was the kind of stuff I had. It was basic. It was, remember when you'd fill like a bathtub with whatever that stuff was, that jungle juice?
I mean, how gross is that? Would you
so
think
disgusting. I
about
can't
that
believe,
now?
So disgusting. Everybody's dipping their cups in it.
In a tub?
Terrible.
We used to do trash cans, but a tub is even grosser, I think. You get a brand new trash can, and then you put all your juice in that. But a tub? I know what goes on in tubs.
Hey, is that a hair?
Ugh.
Gosh, terrible, crazy stuff. Yeah, well, I guess, it's just kind of a note, too. I guess it's prom season that is going to be going on. So, it's the kind of stuff that you're going to hear. Did anybody have a prom horror story? Something that...
Yeah, my prom left me, and I ended up watching the Weather Channel, eating a bowl of riblets. That was how my night ended. And there was rumor that she left me for another chick. I don't know. It was just an off year for me.
You turned her?
I don't know. the whole thing was awkward. The whole date was awkward. Great girl, very nice, but it just was an awkward night.
Okay, anybody got anything more sad and depressing than Jaybird's story? Can you one up his prom horror story?
The highlight was the riblets.
Yes.
She left him for a woman, and all he had to console was a bucket of riblets.
I will say the riblets were homemade from Bigfoot's dad, and they were outstanding.
Outstanding, huh? Okay, all right. I want to top it, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763 at the KVJ Show. We're talking a little bit about this crazy story that's going on. Some West Boca High students had gotten a house in Palm City, 3 charter buses. I mean, all kinds of intoxicants were at the party, stripper poles. I mean, good heavens. And apparently there's a lot of side drama that's going on. That's why I love doing this show here locally, because we get some extra little dirt and juice and behind the scenes. Yeah, somebody's saying apparently this kid was racking up some money. I think there was about, somebody said 300 people. There was like 100 per bus, something like that. So it was one of the comments that I'd seen.
100 per bus?
I don't, yeah, I'm just getting like some, we're getting all the unverified stuff here. But I'm going, wait a minute, what kind of rager was this?
I
Yeah, they
think-
said hundreds were invited.
This was a storyline on The Sopranos where AJ was making money charging kids at parties, and he was making really, really good cash. I think some kids do this.
Wow. Lene is on here from Wellington. There's a little bit more of a backstory to this as well with the kid who had put it on as a 19-year-old that I think had got the Airbnb. What do you know about this, Lene?
Hi.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, your phone is real sketchy, but so I'll cover a little bit of it. Dennys who wrote down here, that kid who took everybody's money won't give it back, and now they're vandalizing his stuff?
Yeah, so my sister was at a baseball game.
Hold on, I'm gonna have Dennys translate, because I don't
Let's
know
do
what
a
it is.
new line maybe or something.
It's real
Something's not
glitchy.
right.
I'm not against Denny's translating.
Yeah. Wow, that is some crazy stuff. Okay, we'll hopefully get back to her to find out some of the details on that, what she knows, in just a second here. People texting in their prom horror stories, though. 877-979-WRMF, trying to beat Jaybirds where his date left him for another chick, and he wound up eating riblets.
Just call me Ribsy.
Ribsy.
Lene was just saying that her sister went to one of the football games there, or some sort of sporting event, and the kids are vandalizing that kid's car, and they were shooting out the windows with a pellet gun. But there was a bunch of backsplash because it hit a bunch of cars around it, including her sister's, which broke all her windows.
Oh.
Oh, my goodness.
So it's just an all-out war out in Boca
It's
West.
going crazy.
Oh, my
This
goodness.
is a to-do.
Well, is the kid not giving back the money because he doesn't have it? I mean, what if you had to pay? You have to pay for Airbnbs up front. I've done them. I know.
You wonder if he lost money in this whole transaction.
I feel like I have seen this in like 9 different movies where a kid throws a party, makes money, spends the money, then everyone's after the kid to give the money back.
Yeah, if he doesn't have it, you vandalize the Airbnb house, not the kid.
Yeah, but they're probably
Just
mad
kidding.
at him.
They're mad.
Just kidding. You don't
Yeah.
vandalize anything.
Well, there was a story years ago. Remember that? They got into somebody's house, a mansion. Remember that? And the kids trashed it?
Yes.
Like beyond repair or something like that. I can't remember where that was, but that was maybe 10 years ago now. It's insane.
Angsty youth, Kev.
Yeah. Craziness. Yeah, somebody's saying, I mean, if you're blown away by there being 300 people, West Boca is a big high school. And somebody said, I mean, picture this, 3,000 to 5,000 kids, that could be there. So, yeah, I mean, it's very possible.
I'm not that blown away by it, honestly. This would be pretty easy to do.
I mean, but 300 kids, the charter buses,
How elaborate, it was unbelievable.
It's elaborate.
It's very elaborate.
I mean, this
Pretty
kid was definitely giving you a great value for your money. I'm sorry.
$80, yeah.
It didn't work out, but the reason it didn't work out is because there was 300 kids involved.
Oh.
That's too many kids. Of course somebody's going to tell.
He had the wrong crowd. If he'd have done this for adults, it'd have been legal, it'd have been fine.
Absolutely.
Well, minus the doobies, but, crazy. So what is your prom horror story? Got a couple texts in here. Somebody said, there was this guy I'd been crushing on the entire year, and I would just longingly stare at him every class we ever had together. So I can't believe it, or I couldn't believe it, when he asked me to the prom.
Okay.
I could barely eat at dinner, and on the way to the dance, 2 of the other girls in our group pulled me aside and told me that he only asked me as a joke because his friends dared him to.
Wait a minute. Was it an 80s comedy?
I was crushed. I disappeared at the prom and had my parents come pick me up. Oh,
This is
my
like-
goodness.
51st or Never Been Kissed with Drew Barrymore.
Oh, that's tough.
That's terrible.
Kids really do that crap? That's awful.
Somebody said I rented a tux and a limo, and I took this really pretty girl who then when we got to prom started making out with another guy.
Dang.
She then asked me to give her a ride to his hotel in our limo.
Oh.
I did, and she threw up in the limo on the way there. She then gets out of the limo without even saying a word and disappears into his hotel to go hook up. I just hope he had a toothbrush.
Oh, man, that is so cold.
That's bad. That's worse than Ribsy.
That's worse than Ribsy.
Okay, so somebody did finally...
Oh, my gosh. That's what you see in a movie.
Somebody said a guy that latched onto our prom group last minute got hammered at the after party. He peed on the pool table and passed out, and while we were picking him up to move him, I broke my ankle, dislocated my knee, and ended up spending the night at his house with his dog farting on me all night.
That's awesome.
That's terrible. What a terrible night. What a terrible prom night. Oh, my goodness. My girlfriend's mom found out that we were hitting it and moved her away 2 weeks before prom. My mom flipped, and they worked out a deal where they flew her back in 2 hours before prom, and then she had to fly back out 2 hours after.
Wow.
And Sean, that's crazy, huh?
They are keeping you guys separated.
Wow. Valerie is on here from West Palm Beach. What is your prom horror story, Valerie?
They had to evacuate like an hour into prom because there was a bomb threat.
Oh.
And then we had to wait outside for like 2 hours, and I had spent so much money on my hair, my dress, my nails, like the whole 9 yards, my boyfriend too. And we were late, so we were only there for like 15 minutes before, you know, we had to leave. It was so sad. They finally did like, they made up for it. They did a second prom, but it wasn't the same because we didn't have the money to do all the things we had done the first time around.
Oh, they gave you a low-budget second prom.
Oh, low-budget second prom. Oh, that's terrible. Did they ever catch the person who called in the bomb threat?
Sad. Not that I know of. No.
Probably a student. Probably a student that was against prom.
Yeah.
I could totally see it. Angsty.
I will show them popular kids.
Prom is stupid.
Oh, wow. Oh, that is a bum deal. All right, coming up here in a couple minutes, you've been talking about it a bit behind the scenes here, so I'm expecting it's going to be amazing. Today's joke jury, Jay Bird.
There is a buzz in the hallway here at work.
You were saying that.
Yeah, people are talking about Dennys.
Is he trying jokes out on people and people are just dying laughing? Is that what's going on?
I just think people are getting the bug now. They're tuning in, listening to Dennys comedy.
So we're going to have an A-plus quality round?
I don't think you're going to have one bomb.
Wow.
It's a bold statement.
Okay, the pressure's really on now.
Considering last week, it's real bold.
Okay. Dennys joke jury. How will he do? The pressure is on. We'll find out next. All right, get ready to laugh. I'm hearing great things about this round of the joke jury.
I know I sound like I'm repeating myself, but there is a buzz in the office about this segment now. Yes.
Okay.
The buildup is tremendous.
Wow. Okay. Well, what we got here, producer Denny's got some jokes for us. We're on the jury. His job is to try to get us to crack up and laugh. If he can do that, eliminate us all from the jury. We'll see how many of these 5 jokes are really laughable material. Here we go with joke number 1.
What do you call somebody who ate Doritos before they were cool?
I don't know. What do you call them?
A chipster.
Okay. Yeah. Virginia likes it. She doesn't want to laugh. She enjoys it.
I do.
You enjoy that, don't
That's
you?
cute.
Chipster.
This is a fun one to start it off.
Yeah.
You gotta love that when people call your comedy cute.
Yeah. Second joke for you guys. What do you call a stripper / rapper after they eat beans?
I don't know. What do you call them?
Farty B.
Okay. Not Cardi B party, right? Okay. Go and get it.
I'm laughing at Virginia's.
Third joke for you guys. What do you call a Canadian singer who goes well with pretzels?
Canadian singer. I don't know. What do you call that Canadian singer?
Celine Dion.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Now
back,
the warm-up
baby.
begins. Here we go.
Back to that smart comedy.
Here we go.
So, some of this is medicine comedy. While I was a little
You're a
sedated.
little medicated.
That's funny.
I got a great joke. Here, let me write it down. Okay.
Fourth joke for you guys. What do you call Jack Sparrow after he loses all his money in his divorce?
Jack Sparrow, Captain Jack Sparrow. I don't know. What do you call him?
Johnny Depp.
Okay. Get that, Johnny? I actually like that one.
All right, and
Okay,
final.
here we go.
Close it out here.
Big finish.
fifth joke. How can you tell when you've been hanging out with a male gigolo too much?
I don't know. How can you tell when you've been hanging out with a male gigolo too much?
He starts rubbing off on you.
Oh, yeah. Somebody had texted in and said, yeah, they do that little post-prom party every year with West Boca High. My son graduated in 2014, and there was a big prom after party at a house in some really fancy neighborhood.
It's just like in the movie Pretty in Pink. You know, the rich kids throw the big old party with the drugs.
Mm-hmm. And
the problem is you can't let it get so big that the grown-ups find out about it beforehand.
Well, it was a janitor at West Boca High that tipped off the whole thing, and that's what happens when you invite hundreds. And I think he had seen it on social media.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
Kids are,
The janitor, huh?
Yeah. Janitor's the one who saw it probably on Snapchat or Instagram and decided to roll over on him. Somebody else texted in and said, yeah, I used to go to parties at that house, apparently the one in Palm City.
Okay.
Every week in high school.
So this has been going on a while at this house.
I guess it's the perfect party house. They even had a pig in the backyard that somebody would always try to ride by the end of the night. So
Oh, poor pig.
Yeah,
I don't know how you're
like
having a pig in
that.
the party. I know, I hear you. I don't know how you wind up doing that. How do you have a house with the guy, if it's the same house and the guy lives in Austria? What's a pig doing there? And you can't
Maybe
take
there's
care
a
of it.
caretaker that takes care of the property and there's a pig on the prop.
Who knows? I don't know. All right, big questions. Well, some people are chatting, being, hey, what is up with this 5-story tall flamingo that is out back of the Fontainebleau in Miami? If you see it and you're wondering, it looks like it is part of Pepsi's Always Pool Ready summer program. Hashtag Summergram Flamingo Floaty. They took it around Manhattan first, and then they gotten it down to the Fontainebleau. So apparently it's out back, and people are like, what is this all about?
It's a floaty?
Yeah. Because that's real big now. I've seen a lot of things on Instagram. You ever seen those? Like everybody's getting those big inflatable pool flamingo floaties.
Okay.
And they're kind of like, and I've seen people just wearing regular, kind of like nice street clothes kind of like thing in a pool chilling on one of these flamingo floaties. They're massive. They're about the size of like, regular dinner table.
My friend put this picture up on Instagram of this floaty. But it's a boat floaty, but it's just a giant floaty that they've made to look like a 19-foot fishing boat.
That's cool.
It's amazing. It looks like a boat.
Did you see the one? I think it dropped yesterday. It was a gator floaty, and then there was an actual gator floating on the gator floaty.
Yeah, I did. That happened in Miami. A guy had rented out an Airbnb, and he went out. Yeah. It was a
It
crazy
was a gator
photo.
on his gator floaty?
I mean, you see something like that, you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Unbelievable photo, yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't Photoshop?
No, I'm not sure
I
if
saw.
anything.
Yeah, no, it was legit. I mean, it looked legit. It looked like a legit gator on an inflatable gator pool floaty.
It did, but you know what? The witch is in my head. Is it even real?
I feel
I
like
saw it. It was a legit. I think it was Channel 10 had it. That's where I saw
like
it.
gator claws pop a floaty.
Not necessarily. You don't know. You don't know anything about gator claws. What are you talking? Or floaties.
Yeah. I'd gotten an invite. I think later today, the Hard Rock Hotel. They must be getting ready to open because they'd had something. I think it's about ready to go down now, or it's at 10 a.m. something like that. Something where we couldn't make it.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a media invite. Unfortunately, we got to do what we got to do here. But
We can't go drinking at 10 a.m. on a
we
Thursday.
did do it here. Then.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're getting ready to open up this fall, and they're doing a lot of the media stuff and trying to get the chatter going around with it. So they got some stories out now that I guess it looked like it was done, but you never know. 683 room, that 400-foot high hotel they had that's shaped like the guitar.
Yes.
Yeah, guess that's all done.
So you can go and stay in the guitar now?
It's going to be opening up officially this fall. But
Okay.
like I said, they're rolling out the media stuff today, trying to get people to start booking. They say you can make reservations starting on July 24th. And the grand opening is going to feature Maroon 5. All right. Yeah, Super Bowl halftime performer.
You know what they should do? They should do a promo and get like a bunch of Dolphins players and like get them to go in the pool and do a thing called Swim with the Dolphins. That'd be funny.
Okay. I like what you're thinking about there, Virginia.
I would definitely pay to swim with a few of those hot Dolphins players.
I don't hate it either. You could also get the cheerleaders involved swimming with the dolphins.
Swim with the Dolphins is awesome.
The witch got a good idea
That's a
there.
really good idea for a pool party.
Yeah.
Gosh, why can't we actually need to make that happen. Can we get that 19-year-old who planned the party in West Boca?
The kid's good.
Put that kid on this project. He'll have it done by Sunday.
Oh, it's going to be the best party ever. It's great. Get him on that stat. Yeah, they say that they're going to have underwater villas.
Ooh.
That's crazy. VIP stuff there. It's going to be amazing to see what they do.
So wait, you'll be in your villa under the water and you can see what's going on in the pool?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's cool.
I don't know how they're going to, because they're redoing, I mean, they tore up a lot of stuff and they closed the improv they had there. And so, I mean, they're redoing the entire complex. And I haven't really kind of walked
Wrapped your brain around it.
Yeah, I haven't really walked around. Everything was construction, so you couldn't even tell really what was going on. But yeah, they got a man-made lake, features paddle boats, lazy river. The underwater villas, I don't know where that's going to be, but they're going to have their own butlers. Each villa has its own butler.
Wow.
They're going to have there.
If it's underwater in the lake, not so impressive. If it's underwater and I can watch what people are doing in the swimming pool, that's awesome.
Oh, no, they wouldn't.
No way. If you're self-conscious about your ass, you're not going in that pool.
Oh, not to mention, can you imagine a creepy guy who's in his room who's just sitting there like,
Exactly.
No, I don't think you can do that.
No way you can't do that.
I don't think
Sure
you can do
you
that.
can.
You think they're doing that?
You can't.
I don't think they're doing that.
You can do that at a swingers retreat. That's where you could do that at.
Oh my goodness! And definitely don't stay in that room.
No.
Oh, yeah, this is the best.
Or do.
Yeah, hey, Bob, you haven't left your room for 3 days. I don't need to.
So many asses.
Good heavens. Well, talking creepy coming up here. We got a round of Craigslist missed connections for you.
Maybe it won't be creepy this week.
It's going to be creepy. Yeah. Somebody apparently is looking for somebody they met at a swingers barbecue in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
So there's a call out for that. That's just one of the stuff that happened. And apparently somebody got laid at a 7-Eleven. We'll hear about that coming up next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
There's kind of a frenzy going on Craigslist misconnections. Big weekend's going to be coming up, 3-day weekend.
Oh, that's right.
All the creepy people got to get their action lined up.
Let's line up our filthy encounters.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's just an avalanche of filth on there. It's
You're right. You gotta
even dirtier than normal.
You got to set it up now.
Nothing worse than coming into all this time off and not having anybody to spend it with.
Oh, yeah. So here we go. This is a necessary service, apparently, to publicize these Craigslist misconnections ads that are out there. This one said, "We met at 7-Eleven and then we did it." Oh, that's so romantically put.
Slurpee machines make me hot.
Real wordsmith here.
It says here, "You asked me for a hit of my joint while I was hanging outside the 7-Eleven off Broward Boulevard. I bought you some nachos and then we banged in the alley.
Oh.
You said that you were so thankful that I fed you.
Seems safe.
And I told you that I was thankful somebody actually did me. You gave me the wrong phone number, though, to reach you. I just recently started staying in the sweetest halfway house. The person running it doesn't even care if I smoke weed, which is so super tight. So imagine this. You can come on over, we can smoke some weed, eat some more nachos, and have some more sex. I know how much you love nachos, and Taco Bell's only 3 minutes down the road. Tell me what you name my buttocks. That's how I'll know it's you." Wow. I think I know where that 7-Eleven is, actually.
I think I know the name of her buttocks.
What do you think it is?
I think it's his.
Oh, it's his?
His buttocks.
His buttocks
Yes.
got named. Oh.
I would imagine, honestly, I don't think they discriminate. I think anybody who's willing, gender's not even an issue.
Oh, you got to name that Heine little nacho.
Lil Nacho.
Maybe not Lil.
This is a female seeking a male on Craigslist. It says, "You are the loudest I ever had." It says, "I made you howl like a beast. I never had a man make the sounds that you made. I guess that's what's putting out cigarettes on your chest will do."
Oh.
Okay, into the old...
"You screamed in pain, but that's what you wanted from your sex master. You were such a good boy that night. Between your screaming and your howling, I almost forgot to tell you good job for soiling yourself."
Ugh. You get a good job for that?
Didn't see that one coming.
"You seem to be in hiding right now, and we both know that won't last. You know you want to be humiliated again. I know how men like you are. You're embarrassed by what you desire. So you go back to your boring life and your boring wife. But you'll be back. Men like you always come back. You're probably reading this right now, soiling yourself like the pathetic little man-child you are. And it excites you, doesn't it? Wait, people are twisted. Man.
It's that whole dominate me, treat me like I'm not human almost.
Yeah, I hear you. I watch that fascinating show on Showtime, Billions, and it's like he can't help himself. It's what he does. It's like he needs it. It's crazy.
It sounds like this one is into pain and the gross stuff, like all of it.
Congratulations.
Ew.
Ugh. Soiling yourself?
No thanks.
How common is that? Where someone really gets off soiling themselves?
Shouldn't we ask you? You know more about this freaky underbelly.
I only know about this because of this show, but if you think I'm over here getting excited about hearing people get soiled, no.
Duty doesn't do it?
No. I'm just wondering, does that do it for a lot of people?
I hope not.
Not either.
Well, Memorial Day weekend, you're going to see a lot of barbecues going on.
Oh, yeah?
Apparently, in Fort Lauderdale, they do swingers barbecues.
Ooh.
What goes on at a swingers barbecue other than,
Yeah, do you want to mix eating in that?
I don't know.
Plus flames? I mean,
I don't know.
is barbecuing naked a good idea? It doesn't seem like
No.
it doesn't seem like that'd be a good idea at all. This is a man and woman seeking a man and woman. Okay. It says here, we met at a swingers barbecue 6 months ago here in Fort Lauderdale. Now, you aren't like these typical young South Florida girls. You were something different, and we love that. Now, we're both in our 40s, so it was super nice for us to swap with a couple in their 20s. We've never exchanged personal information with one another, and we've been looking for you for a whole 6 months. Where'd you go? We're having the biggest group sex party this weekend in Fort Lauderdale. There's going to be 6 couples, and we'd like for you to be our 7th. Please send a message to us.
7 couples, man. That's a lot of swapping.
A lot of watermelon.
That's a lot.
A lot of ribs.
I'd like to know what's on the spread. What's on the what's on the old menu at a swingers?
I think you know.
Tacos?
Sausages.
Yeah. There you go. All right, so put out the call. You need to get ready for your weekend. You just go hit Craigslist Misconnections.
Oh, I know where we're going, right? We're going to Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, yeah, baby. Party time. Coming up here in a couple of minutes, if you ever go to a fancy restaurant and you're not used to it, you could step out of bounds and do something that's a little bit embarrassing. And I love this blog that they had on BuzzFeed. People's embarrassing fancy restaurant moments. You step out of your normal food lane thinking, watch me
be
go.
fancy tonight.
Yes. Oh, some people step in. I got it for you next. We're talking about the Fontainebleau and the Hard Rock Hotel, both making some news today. There's a big inflatable flamingo for Pepsi, something they're doing. Is behind that. I want to clarify. Somebody said it's 60 feet tall, not 5 feet tall. I meant to say 5 stories if I didn't say 5 stories. It's not 5 feet tall. It's huge.
Damn it.
Yeah, I thought you said 5 stories.
I thought I did too. But
because that makes it like just about a little bit smaller than the Fontainebleau.
yeah, right. It's massive like that.
It's
yeah.
massive.
Yeah, so if I did accidentally say that, I apologize. It is, yeah. Like 5 stories, 60 feet, somebody had said. And on the Hard Rock, too, I know they're doing a media thing today, and you can start booking reservations towards the end of July. Somebody said, I just drove by. I haven't driven by for a couple weeks, but they said, last time I went through it looked like they had a good bit of construction. Somebody said, I just drove by. Total construction, no windows, cranes on top. So I don't know. I guess they think they're going to wrap up pretty quick. So yeah.
They better speed it up.
Better speed it up.
Get those cranes out of there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see exactly all the new stuff that they're going to be doing. I think, because they got the Hard Rock Event Center now that they'd kind of opened up when they shut down the other venue. And I think they're supposed to be opening up a whole new venue for concerts and stuff. Oh. I think. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they do when they finally get that thing cranking this fall and open up. I know they got some nice restaurants in there. I know when they opened up the Japanese place, I gone in there and they did one of those cool little meals where it's like they do a fancy dish and they pair it with a cocktail.
Ooh, I love that.
Oh, it was so, but it's like, I like doing it every now and then, but I'm a sports bar guy. I mean, that's my thing. I'm typically like chicken wing and, beer kind of dude.
But when you taste the finer stuff, you're like, oh.
It's fun every now and then.
Fun.
Yeah, I would grow very tired of it. There are some people that I know that's just their whole world is that kind of stuff. And I'm a blue collar guy.
You need diversity.
That likes to dabble every now and then.
Sure, I get it.
But the problem for me is I don't really understand that world. It's made amazing and it's interesting people watching, but I go into it and you don't want to necessarily stand out that you don't really belong in this world. And there's some weird things that they do at fancier restaurants.
Oh, you cannot wear a baseball cap with sandals. They don't like that.
Yeah,
at
well,
all.
most places they have dress codes, and yeah, you can't get in. Some you have to wear like a jacket even to get in some places.
Yes.
Some places don't like when you share your food. If I got this like steak thing and my friend wanted to try it, so I cut part of it off. It was a fancy restaurant and they made us think about that. No sharing food was the thing that they had.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at a fancy restaurant.
Really?
I'll write it down to you.
That's silly.
It is silly.
That's
Some
crazy.
places I think charge you if you're splitting a meal. Like if your friend sits down and he's not ordering anything, and you sit down and you're ordering a full steak meal, they'll charge you to share the plate if you and your friend, if your friend's not ordering.
Okay.
Was that what it was? Was your friend not ordering?
I can't remember. It was the 90s.
It's the last time he was in a fancy restaurant.
Really kind of was.
Yes. Everybody's sitting at the table that's getting served, you know, beverage service,
Yeah,
whatever.
that makes sense.
You need to order a meal.
Right.
And if you don't, there's this charge for sharing a plate.
Right,
Which is just so
okay.
the restaurant can cover, you know, they're paying
Yeah,
this
but if
person.
they bought their own meal, it shouldn't be an issue. But if they haven't, then yeah, you can't have the freeloader there getting spoon-fed from people's plates.
Exactly.
There was a time in my life, I'm not even kidding, where Outback Steakhouse was considered like a fancy dress-up restaurant for me. Dress up meant,
Sure.
you know,
For a lot of people, it is.
shorts and a collared shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we got all types here in South Florida. That's the fun thing about it. You know, this is a BuzzFeed blog that they put. And, you know, we got so many vacation places and things like that. But these are people who you're kind of stepping out of your realm because most people, yeah, we're just, you know, average, ordinary people that every now and then we do something a little bit fancy, but sometimes we don't know the protocol on it. So these were all people that had responded to this Twitter call for your embarrassing fancy restaurant moments. Somebody had tweeted out, said, on her honeymoon at a fancy Fiji resort, a server was walking around the pool handing out slices of watermelon on toothpicks.
Ooh.
He held one out a bit awkwardly for my husband, and my husband has never been through this and kind of panicked and leaned in and ate the watermelon straight off the toothpick in the guy's hand. I just
Feed me, Seymour.
feed me. Somebody else said at my first cocktail party, there was a dish of what looked like almonds. I took a couple and popped them right in my mouth. They were not almonds. It was a communal discard bowl for the pits from the fancy olives. Oh, that would be parties over.
That's
I mean,
gnarly.
all right, I'm like
That's awesome.
I'm out.
These aren't almonds.
We are. We're leaving.
Oh, that's so good.
Finished my first ever plate of fancy shrimp, and I looked up and realized everyone else had tails on their plates.
They ate the whole tail. Oh, it's not totally bad. I mean, you just want to be careful because the tail can scratch your like esophagus
And your
your Aretha Franklin.
and your BH, the tail.
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Can scratch you going all the way
Scratch your
down.
own tail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
You ever seen those cinnamon sticks? They flavor apple cider.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so somebody's at one, and they had those, and I mistook it for a churro.
I can see how they would do that.
Someone else said my first date with this girl was also the first time I ever had sushi. I ordered what she got, and when her plates arrived, she popped a piece in her mouth. So I playfully followed her cue, and I grabbed the green ball of sushi on my plate and popped it down my throat. Date over.
Oh.
The wasabs.
Oh, yeah, well, this is cute, too. Somebody said a waiter once told me that a nice wine pairs well with a certain food. So I took a sip and I said to the waiter, wow, you can really taste the pears. My date literally facepalmed. So there you go.
Oh,
If
that's awesome.
you've had an embarrassing fancy restaurant moment, you are not alone.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth.
Oh, yeah. Well, this guy just not having good luck being a criminal. This convicted felon accidentally shot himself in the genitals last month
Oh my gosh.
at his apartment in Central Washington.
Did he hit the twig or the berries?
He blew I mean, yeah.
Both?
Yeah, he's got 2 holes now.
That's a rough day.
Yeah, well, as the doctors and nurses were performing surgery on him, a balloon containing marijuana just so happened to slip right out of his anus. On the table.
I mean, this guy is a pirate.
It just slipped out.
It just slipped out. Well, he lost that clenching power when he was under anesthesia, you know. It just came right out. So they noticed it, and he got arrested then.
Aww.
From that, so he shot himself in the loins. He then loses his marijuana. He's now been arrested again. He's already a convicted felon.
Oh, man. It's a bad day.
It's a rough one.
A real bad day. So here he is. You know, he's a convicted felon. They find out that he's got meth that had happened, unlawful possession. They got a firearm with him. So he now is at the police station, has to go through a strip search. And what do they find? Well, apparently he had more than one up his behind. They found 2 up there.
Another one up there?
Yeah, now he's arrested again and charged with possession of a controlled substance inside a correctional facility.
Oh my gosh.
So then they're like, okay, you get 1 call. So he goes over to the phone and he calls his girlfriend and says, all right, look, I'm in jail. They're going to come ask you about these balloons they found in my tuchus. Don't let them know that I got a whole bunch of other drugs at the apartment, and I need you to just lie, okay? So what you do, you just lie. You don't really know me. We haven't been together for a while. Well, the cops are listening in. So now he's been charged with 4 counts of tampering with a witness. So,
oh my gosh, this guy is just not bright.
Convicted felon shoots himself in the dong. His drugs slip out his anus in surgery. He then goes to the police station. They find another bag, and then they got tampering of the witness.
There may be another bag up there.
Is this guy doing magic? I mean, what is going on here? Good heavens.
I would go to that magic show, just for the
Wow.
record. That's pretty entertaining.
Well, it just seems like the hits didn't stop coming.
No, they just said, what a week, huh? You just got to say, what a week I've had. Well, I got to tell you, this is some good love. And there's a driver in Fort Pierce that had the police saying, hey, you're making some traffic violations here. You need to pull over. Did not pull over. Drove right through a red light. Police start chasing him, saying, you got to pull over. Finally get the guy to pull over on the side of the road there on Fort Pierce. They notice his pants are down.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. He told the officer, sorry, I would have loved to have stopped, but I was receiving from some favors from this lovely passenger, this female in the seat.
I'm sure she was lovely.
You got to see the mugshot. Oh. She's what they call Fort Pierce Peach, Virginia.
I gotta see.
Finest in the city. Yeah, then they found, oddly enough, crack pipe and cocaine on her.
Don't.
And crack cocaine, of course. When the good stuff is the really rancid stuff that you bake down. Yeah. And no word on what kind of ticket the driver got. So there you go. Just another day in Fort Pierce for you.
Be careful.
Well, here's a dumb criminal in Nebraska. He gets in trouble with the cops. They ask him his name. He says, my name is Steven. And they said, well, interestingly enough, you're wearing a lanyard with your face on it, and it says Tim.
Whoopsie.
Yeah. Just check your lanyard before you lie to the cops about your name.
Make sure you don't have a name tag on, you dummy.
There's a guy in Connecticut who's wanted for failure to appear who made a deal with the cops that he'd turn himself in if his wanted poster got 15,000 likes on Facebook. They said, okay, why not? What else we got to do? They got it there in less than 1 day. The cops helped him out.
And
he turned himself in?
Yep, apparently he's on his way. Yeah,
He's true to his word.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
We just pulled up the mugshot of the
Lady in Fort
lovely
Pierce, yeah.
lady in Fort Pierce.
She's a Fort Pierce Peach, isn't she?
Unless this is a different Fort Pierce Peach.
Let me see it. I saw the mugshot earlier. Oh, okay. You took it down.
She's
right here.
Definitely fascinating.
Got it.
Okay.
Never mind, show that on the camera if you can. Yeah,
Yes, I will.
Pull it up for KVJ TV.
Wow, look at that.
Does it say is she single?
I don't have those stats.
Okay.
Why, you looking for a friend?
Just want to know for the people out there who might be interested.
You're not trying to set me up again, are you?
Well, we think you've been lonely too long.
You think Wallace Pennington needs to go ahead and delve into this?
Yep. And she brings her own crack rock.
You know she's easy.
Talking about another crazy chase. Did you see the video of that RV chase?
Yes.
I guess my wife had told me, I guess the woman was hammered and she was running from the cops and she'd sideswiped the RV. ripped half the RV off. Like the front windshield is gone. The dog is like on the dash.
Did you watch the whole thing? I watched the whole thing.
It was like 20 minutes long, so I just kind of like fast forwarded through it.
She wrecked the thing like 5 times.
Yeah.
And still kept going.
I hit 3 different cars. Finally, she hit a car coming out of a driveway.
And a tree. And
Yeah.
that's finally what stopped her.
And then she got out and ran with the dog. The dog, I think, bailed out. The dog's like,
This is
screw
terrible.
this. Yeah, the dog is like jumped out.
Oh, just crashed right into the tree. Took off the whole front of the motorhome. See the dog right there trying to jump out. The dog, no, don't jump out. Dog jumped out on there. Stay with the dog. Yeah, we're going to go under the 101. He looks like too much speed. I got cars coming off the up-ramp. Oh, no! Oh, just destroyed that car. And now they're calling the ground units off to quit chasing this guy.
That's amazing.
Because the way he's driving, he just completely smashed into that car. Coming up to a T intersection here. Oh, he's gets off the side of the road and right into the house. Hit the tree, almost rolled over.
Is this guy call a hockey game? Or?
This is great. This is such good play-by-play.
It really is.
And he's driving a helicopter.
Pretty amazing.
That's pretty amazing.
He's out on foot running. And he has a dog in his hand. Dog's running with him.
Oh, and he's down. Oh.
And he's a she.
Yeah. Oh.
That guy's
wow.
got the goods. That guy was good.
Yeah.
They showed a picture of her afterwards, like all bloodied up.
Oh, yeah.
And the dog was just sitting right there like, what happened? How did this happen?
Yeah, dogs are, what a day. What a day. Well, they had some confusion apparently in great state of Minnesota. People looked up and saw a billboard on fire and kept calling 911. It was actually a billboard for a pizza place, and they had a smoke machine to show just how piping hot their pizza was.
I love it.
The authorities said, could you please turn off the fog machine? You're really confusing a lot of people.
And scaring them.
And they did for a while, but they finally turned it back on, but had to put a sign on the billboard saying, this is not on fire. Oh, my goodness. Probably the most, this belongs in a Whacked Out News, but I really kind of hate this story, but it's just crazy. It's all out there today. This woman in Virginia, I can't even believe this all happened.
I think I know what you're about to talk about.
Yeah, she had put it like in her will that she wanted her dog to be buried with her. Problem is the dog is still alive.
Healthy, so they have it. They put it down. A healthy dog to fulfill her death wish. They
Yeah.
put down a healthy dog so they could be buried together.
Why would she do that?
That's terrible.
It's so terrible. The story.
Who did that?
This story made me so mad.
Yeah, it does. It's terrible. It's terrible that it happened this way.
That should not have been honored.
Yeah.
Well,
we can't go killing
Yeah.
animals that are perfectly healthy.
Just so you know, they tried to stop this.
Yeah,
she went like rogue with it.
Yeah, they said that, hey, let us find another home for it. Come on. But yeah, the executor of the owner's estate was the one
the
who
executor was the
Executor, sorry.
executor.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
I
what it
guess you're
was.
right.
You had it
yeah.
right.
I guess it is the executor, yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so sad.
A healthy dog, nothing wrong with it, and she killed it so they could be together.
Terrible. I mean,
She could have put a clause in there that said, okay, when I die, bury me. But then a few months later or years later, when my dog dies, exhume me, put him in the casket, call it good.
Of course, you can still be a jerk after you die.
or how about just go to
Wow.
ashes and then you can mix the dog ashes with yours?
So a lot
Yeah.
of places it's illegal to be buried with your animal. Some states do it, but a lot of them do not. A lot of places won't allow it.
Well, good. They shouldn't. I don't think any state should. Hopefully, I'll change in Virginia. That's
I
where it
hate
happens.
this chick.
I did not like that story.
Oh, Kevin.
I know.
I know.
I'm mad at you.
I'm mad at Kevin
I know,
too.
so I saved it for the end. I know people are going to be all upset.
Damn you,
Oh.
Kevin.
Yeah,
Ruined
son.
Thursday.
Yeah, you're right. Day's ruined. Coming up here in just a couple of questions. I love history. I was a history major for about 6 days in college. It was very thrilling. I didn't obviously stay in that profession, but I
History, Kevin.
Oh, I
that's
still
so
love it.
boring.
It's not.
Still
I'm with
love it.
Kevin. I love
Ugh.
history too.
I
It's
hate
the
it.
one subject
stories.
I could
It's
stay
why
in.
we're here, Virginia. It's
I hate
fascinating.
it.
I mean, you look back and it's full of just, murder, intrigue, and all kind. I mean, the best stories ever have really happened in real life.
I was just watching a great documentary about World War I. You would have loved it.
I would have.
All
You're
new
right.
footage they
You're
had.
right.
A documentary about World War I. That sounds awful.
It was so good. It was so good.
Well, but you watch that stuff and it's on black and white, and some of the stuff in history, there's no footage whatsoever, not even photos of it. I mean, it's just modern history that we're talking about. So if you could go back in time to witness one historical event, what would you choose and why? Virginia, you can sit this one out.
When Paris Hilton brought Kim Kardashian.
I did it for the audience.
877-979-WRMF. Virginia will sit in the penalty box while we continue discussing next. Where'd Jaybird go?
So, we have a friend, Altman Automotive, Jimmy from the snack pack.
Oh, yeah.
He started his own business, and he's genius. What he does is he comes to you, and he'll fix your car. He'll do all your car repairs right there at your place of business.
Okay.
So, Jimmy came by this morning, and he's downstairs looking at my car and Jaybird's car.
Okay.
But the building manager that hates us is down there threatening to tow everybody.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Our war continues with the I don't know, can't even say it.
The building manager.
Yeah, the building manager.
Yeah, she's already been spilling the beans. Yeah, they won't. I know because I had a tire change thing, and where it was Tire Kingdom, they would come to your place of business and swap out
Switch
your
your
tires.
tire, which is great.
Yeah, but they won't let you do any kind of automotive work or anything like that in the parking lot.
That's not true. The KVJ show is not allowed to have cars done. That guy knows exactly what I drive. He doesn't like us. He's completely trying to. I've seen people get their cars worked on.
I don't know because
here.
I actually was doing it to my daughter's car that I never drive, and that was here, and they stopped it.
Stop defending him, Kevin. I'm mad right now.
Yeah,
Kevin, pick a side.
Yeah, this is what I actually like Virginia to really be crazy.
No, I'm just telling you that it's like I think it's just a policy for everyone. I don't think he's discriminating. You guys are building this up to
what he was so rude
We're
to
being
Klepto.
profiled.
My boy Klepto comes here from the Gardens area to help out me.
Peaceful.
He was rude to Klepto for no reason.
Klepto's peaceful AF.
Poor sweet Klepto's in the lobby beside himself, Kev.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Can we just go in the parking lot across the street?
That's what I told him to do.
Yeah, just drive our car over there and just go across the street.
Yeah, I think we know by now they don't want any kind of nothing going on in this parking lot.
All right. Breathe, bird.
Yeah. Just calm yourself down there. Well, the question here, if you could go back in time to witness one historical event, what would you choose and why? What do you think that would be? Something you could see.
I wrote down 3.
You got 3.
I have 3.
All right, let's hear what you got.
Lincoln being shot, just to be in the theater and see, because you can't alter the history, you can just witness it. To see John Wilkes Booth walking up, creeping up, you know what's about to happen.
Oh, yeah.
That would be, I think, fascinating.
Well, because he then jumped out of the booth, slid down like a curtain that was on the side and like was on the stage and like da-da-da. And I mean, it was like it was a production.
And he thought that people were going to be so behind him for doing that. And everyone was like, what did you do, dude? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've got the supposed moon landing. I'd like to be a part. There was an energy back in 1969 here in the States, and everybody was very hopeful about the future. And
it's the Cold War. We were racing the Soviets to the moon, and so that's what it was. I mean, there was a competition on top of just the feat of being able to put a man on the moon.
Are you already that bored? You're texting already?
Yeah, she's out.
You're out?
Yeah.
And then the last one would
None
be...
of the stuff like, man.
I'll get you back. You'll like this one. OK Corral, Wyatt Earp, that big famous fight with Doc Holliday and everybody. That would be so fascinating to watch. Did it really go down the way history says it went down?
Mm-hmm. Okay, the actual...
Did I lose Kevin, too?
I don't, on that one.
First you defend the building manager, then you don't listen to my OK Corral story.
You feel like you lost a friend today.
A little bit.
Well, he really did the homework. He had 3 different ones.
Yeah, he did.
My goodness, I'm laying up. I've only got one. To me, I mean, there are a lot of things I think would be fascinating to see. Some people were texting in saying, I'd like to see the pyramids getting built. That happened over time. So, I mean, that's not necessarily one event. So, I don't know if something like that would count.
With that said, you would at least, even if you had a day of how they did the pyramids, you would know exactly how they were built, who was building them. That's a good one. Virginia, wake up.
So.
Wake up, Virginia. Wake up.
To me, it's completely easy. I mean, there's at least for me, there's only one answer, and that's the crucifixion of Jesus.
The crucifixion or
Yes,
the birth?
absolutely. No, the crucifixion.
Both.
That's what I want to see. No, I think the birth probably is anticlimactic. I don't think there's anything really special about that.
3 wise men, they all brought cool gifts.
Not
Thank
for
you.
a while, Virginia. They weren't there for a couple years.
Uh-oh, we got an old-fashioned religion off.
Well, take it up with the nativity scene because
Yeah, it's fake.
to
Okay,
me,
yeah, here's the thing. I'm going to believe Kevin and not you. He's an angel. You're the devil.
I thought you were on my side. Kevin just
That's right.
unfriended you.
You know how it is. We all turn on each other. Every man for himself.
Yeah,
Kevin
to me, that's a no-brainer. And that definitely anyone who is a Christian, that would be the one you'd want to see. And even anybody else, too, because you would like to see what happened. Because the story is that, there was a weather event that had happened. The curtain rips in the temple. I mean, there's stuff like an earthquake is going on. Like, that's where I want to see all that kind of stuff going down. So that's why that is the one to go check out. Now, that's a lot more exciting than, baby's born. I mean, yeah, it's great, but,
Wow.
This is the one that this shakes the world.
Awfully smug with his history
I can't
topic.
take it. On the Cross is too heavy for me. It really, it's still, it just.
But that would be
It's
the one
just
event.
too
If
brutal.
you could go back and see it, though, I think it would change your life. Like, you would be like, oh, my gosh, I'm going to live differently because I saw that.
Jonathan Shea in the chat room said, hey, Jay Bird, you forgot about the Vietnam War. There was a lot of turmoil back in 1969. Absolutely, I agree. But I'm talking about just on the notion that we were going out to outer space. We were going to beat the Russians. There was a magic in the air about all that. Virginia, wake up.
Somebody else said, I want to go back to the 1980 Olympic hockey game when we beat the Soviet Union. Yeah, don't forget, there's some amazing sports moments, too.
Happy moments.
That would be history. And you'd be like going, to be there to see that go down?
Moon landing's a happy moment. I'm just talking about there's a magic energy in the air.
Yeah, so was the shooting of Abraham Lincoln. Ha ha ha, so fun.
I didn't say it was fun. I just thought it'd be history. Kevin followed it up with a little Wilkes Booth story there.
Yeah, exciting stuff. All right, anything else you'd like to throw into the mix?
Virginia doesn't even want to. It's so nice.
Virginia doesn't.
I'm like, I'm good.
All she's here to do is just troll.
Yeah. 877-979-WRMF. You can hit us up here at the KVJ Show.
KVJ Show is all over social media. Find us Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Did you miss an episode of the KVJ Show? No worries. Find our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or kvjshow.com.
Oh, we always got our own little bit of drama going on around here. Something I could have told you because I had dealt with this a while ago when I tried to have Tire Kingdom come over and do this thing where they show up at your place and they swap out your tires at my daughter's car. And they're gonna
Because
get
you
that thing
had
done.
a disabled tire and you needed help.
I've also seen
like-
other cars getting worked. I know you said that you haven't. I have seen it before.
we couldn't. They shut it. It got shut down. The building shut it down. So we
Because it
can't
was
do
Kevin.
Because it was
you.
Kevin.
Well, but
Yes.
it's my daughter's car. That's the only thing. Like, I never drive that, so I don't know that they would know it was me. I think it was just like they just shut it down.
Please school your boy and let him know. Of course,
I really
they know.
don't. I mean,
That building manager watches our every move.
Every move.
There's
If he
cameras
knew- I
and
mean-
he can see what you're doing.
It's the only time I've ever driven here, and I got here at like 2:30 in the morning.
Kevin,
like, if he would have known that, that's impressive.
You're sweet, but yet you are so naive, my friend. This guy watches our every move. It's a game for him.
He doesn't walk the property because he's too lazy. He sits in his office and watches all this on the closed circuit camera. And as soon as any of us get out of line, he waddles to come yell at somebody.
I don't really think that's the case.
I didn't want this war. I didn't want this war.
I don't really think that's the case.
What just happened, Dennys?
So he kind of like escorted us to the end of the premises because we weren't allowed to do any work on the premises.
He escorted you.
Well, so he made sure that we got off the property.
Like a bouncer.
To the end of the thing. So we drove and we parked across in the public lot there. You could use at the hotel. And he was telling us that we can't have anyone working in the parking lot at all.
You can't have working in the parking lot.
Well, so, Jimmy pointed out. Klepto pointed out. Sorry. He pointed out that there's a car wash here. So he's like.
There's a car wash company right now in the parking lot waxing, washing, detailing cars.
Get him, mama.
That's a business going on in the parking lot.
Well, so he claimed they had insurance, and so Jimmy's like, or Klepto's like, I got insurance too, and he goes, well, that doesn't matter. You can't work here.
Discrimination?
We call this KVJ discrimination, Kev.
Jimmy's got insurance. I mean, Klepto's got insurance.
Guys, stop calling him Jimmy.
I know,
It's
I'm
Klepto.
not trying to break the fourth wall.
Trying to re-breaking the snack pack.
Sorry. Klepto's got insurance. What's the difference? How is he different than the car wash?
Did he have his insurance there to
Well, yeah, he was
Right,
getting it
okay.
out, and as he was getting it out, he said, "No, it's fine. You're not allowed to work here."
I mean, he knows it's my truck. It's got Bigfoot stickers littered all over
Yeah.
it.
Well, that'd be the one thing that maybe the building manager has to approve it ahead of time. But I would have Klepto try to do that and say, hey, I've got some clients that are there. I know that you have a car wash that is allowed to do that. What do I have to do to get permission?
Say I if you are annoyed with Kevin being so reasonable.
I.
Suits is raising his hand, too. He's completely annoyed. Yeah.
We don't want reasonable Kev.
Discrimination. It's real.
KVJ discrimination.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not exempt from it, KVJ Nationers.
Yeah, I think you guys are.
We can't do work on the property, but yet I have to walk through a cloud of that guy's cigarette smoke when I leave work, trying to just breathe the air, and he's smoking it up back there by the exit. My car getting a little work is not hurting anybody. Me walking through a cloud of that lazy bum's smoke is certainly harmful.
Okay. Do you have anything more to add, Virginia?
And furthermore,
this has been a war that's been going on for too damn long.
It is.
It's been
is.
for 5
Can we have
years.
a peace summit? I mean, can we try to figure this out?
I
mean,
wanted to do a little
Yeah.
the power of pizza. The witch was very against it. I've been wanting to bridge a bridge a peace. Bridge peace. I don't know.
What are you trying to
Bridge
do?
the gap.
Bridge the gap. Thank you, Dennys.
Somebody texts in, I can see why they're shutting it down. They probably don't want grease stains in the parking lot. You wouldn't get that with a car wash or a detailer, but you could with somebody actually doing automotive work.
Okay, say I if you are annoyed with that text comment.
Okay.
and who read it?
Yeah, Smuggy.
Trying to get it out there.
Okay. All right. You want protesters or people in the chat room said they come out.
I know, and I got to tell you, my heart's tickled pink. Thank you for the support. Sometimes it's all you need.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need a little support. Thank you, Virginia.
Trying to
Thank
fight the
you,
power.
Jay Bird.
How heartbroken would you be? Like 2 hours later, we see Kevin and the building manager sharing a beer together, laughing. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, fist bumping them. Be like, you really got him today. You really got him today. You got him.
I mean, talk about just heartbreak. You hear about heartbreak?
Yeah, they were rattled.
Kevin's been puppet mastering this whole thing.
Yep, dude.
Just for content.
He's like, you know what? We needed an extra segment at the end of the show. This will be perfect.
You know what'd be so funny is if you don't let Klepto work on their cars. And what is the odds that they both called Klepto to come on the same day and you shut them both down? I mean, they'll both come unglued.
That was kind of weird that you and I both called Klepto on the same day, and we didn't know the other one had called.
It reeks of Ricky Ralston.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
Hey, Ricky's good.
All right, Jaybird, if you would wrap up today's show with a lovely thought.
This one is from Mr. Miyagi. Ever hear of him?
Nope.
Yeah.
Never put passion in front of principle. Even if you win, you will lose. Boom.
Wow, never put passion in front of principle.
That's right. What? We're same
Okay,
teams.
I get it.
All right,
I get it. I'm just. I'm slow. I'm sorry.
That means it's very-
it's soaking in.
Full of wisdom. When it breaks your brain.
Okay.
Soaking in the concrete.
Passion in front of principle. Okay. Like if you're married, don't bang the hot girl at work. If you're attracted to her, put principle in
All right,
front
let's
of
just end
passion.
this
You
thing.
should probably end it.
You know how you hear people on the radio and you're like, I wonder what they look like when they're saying that. I wish I could see them. Well, you can. We're right there on youtube.com/KVJ Show.